Welcome to the Lore Lodge. Tonight, we're descending into the world of Grand Theft Auto. Get comfortable. Close your eyes. Let your shoulders drop. The story is waiting for you. Picture this. You are standing on a street corner in the heart of the city. Rain is falling. Not a storm, just a steady, persistent drizzle that slicks the asphalt and turns every distant light into a blurry star. The air is cool on your face, and it smells of wet concrete, exhaust fumes, and the faint, sweet scent of roasted nuts from a vendor's cart down the block. You can feel the gentle rumble of the subway deep beneath your feet, a low vibration that runs through the soles of your shoes. Above you, the buildings climb into the low-hanging clouds, disappearing into the misty darkness. Neon signs bleed their colors onto the wet pavement. Red, blue, electric pink. They reflect in the puddles at your feet like a shattered kaleidoscope. This is Liberty City, the worst place in America. And tonight, it's all yours. This city has a pulse, a rhythm. It is a living, breathing creature of steel and glass. But like any living thing, it has a past. It has scars. Every street corner you see, every towering skyscraper, every dark alleyway tells a story of ambition, of desperation, of violence, and survival. Tonight, we are going to walk through those stories. We will peel back the layers of the present and look at the bones of this incredible place. From its very first days as a muddy colonial outpost to the sprawling, chaotic metropolis you see before you now. This is the story of how Liberty City came to be. Understand this city, you have to go back. Way back. Before the skyscrapers. Before the yellow cabs. Before the very idea of America even existed. You have to travel back 400 years to a time when this island was just a dense forest surrounded by the cold waters of the Atlantic. Imagine the silence. The only sounds are the cry of gulls and the gentle lapping of waves against a rocky shore. The air smells of salt and damp earth. This land was originally inhabited by a native tribe, a people who lived in harmony with the rhythms of the seasons. Their presence is now just a ghost, a name whispered in the title of the island itself, Algonquin. Then came the ships, tall wooden vessels with white sails cutting through the morning mist. These were the Dutch traders. They weren't looking for freedom or a new life. They were looking for profit. They saw a deep natural harbor, a perfect strategic point for trade. And so in 1609, they established a small settlement, a trading post. They didn't call it Liberty City. Its first name was much simpler. It was called New Rotterdam, a small collection of wooden houses, a fort and a pier huddled together at the southern tip of Algonquin. Life was hard. The winters were brutal. But the settlement grew fueled by the lucrative trade in furs and other goods from this new continent. You can almost feel the texture of that time. The rough wool of a coat against your skin. The splintery feel of unplaned wood on the walls of your home. The constant smell of wood smoke in the air. This was a place on the edge of the known world. A tiny flicker of European civilization in a vast wilderness. But the Dutch were not destined to hold this prize for long. Another European power had its eyes on this strategic jewel. The English. In 1664, a fleet of English warships sailed into the harbor and with very little fuss took control of the colony. It was less of a battle and more of a corporate takeover. The city was renamed. New Rotterdam was gone. In its place, a new name was chosen, a name that would echo through the centuries, Liberty City. It was named not for any grand ideal of freedom, but simply to flatter the Duke of York, one of whose titles was the Earl of Liberty. A happy accident of history, perhaps, or maybe a prophecy. Under British rule, the city began to transform. It became a key port in the British Empire. Ships from all over the world docked here, bringing goods and people. The population swelled. The small wooden town began to sprout brick buildings and cobbled streets. The foundations of the modern metropolis were being laid one stone at a time. Then came the Revolution, the American War of Independence. Liberty City found itself at the very heart of the conflict. It was a city divided. Loyalists who supported the British Crown lived side by side with patriots who dreamed of a new nation. Spies met in shadowy taverns. Secret messages were passed in the dead of night. The name Liberty City suddenly had a much deeper meaning. It became a battleground. For much of the war, it was occupied by the British Army. Imagine the scene. Red-coated soldiers marching through the streets. The constant tension in the air. The feeling of living in a city under siege. But in the end, the patriots were victorious. The United States of America was born, and Liberty City was its first capital, for a short time at least. In the 19th century, the city exploded. The Industrial Revolution arrived, and with it came factories, steamships, and railways. The population boomed as waves of immigrants arrived from Europe seeking a better life. They came from Ireland, Italy, Germany, and Eastern Europe, all drawn by the promise of the American dream. You can almost smell the coal smoke hanging heavy in the air, mixing with the scent of the sea. You can hear the cacophony of a dozen different languages being spoken in the crowded streets of the Lower East Side, now known as Broker. This was a melting pot, a place of incredible energy and opportunity. But it was also a place of immense poverty and hardship. And with that hardship came crime. In the sprawling, crowded slums, gangs began to form. They were organized along ethnic lines. The Irish, the Italians, the Jewish gangs. They fought vicious turf wars for control of the docks, the gambling dens, and the extortion rackets. This was the birth of organized crime in Liberty City, the seed from which a terrible forest would grow. These early gangs were brutal and unsophisticated compared to what would come later. But they established a tradition, a culture of corruption that would seep into the very fabric of the city. The police, the politicians, the courts, everyone could be bought. Everything had a price. The city's soul was being forged in these dark and violent years. The Statue of Happiness, a gift from the French, was erected in the harbor, a towering beacon of hope for the millions of immigrants who sailed past it. But for many, the dream it represented would remain just that, a dream. For them, the reality of Liberty City was a daily struggle for survival in a concrete jungle where only the strong or the cunning could thrive. The turn of the 20th century brought new technologies and new heights. The first skyscrapers began to pierce the clouds, changing the city's skyline forever. The age of the automobile dawned, filling the streets with noise and speed. But one event would do more to shape the city's criminal underworld than any other prohibition. In 1920, the American government outlawed the production and sale of alcohol. It was meant to be a noble experiment to cure the nation's social ills. Instead, it was the greatest gift imaginable to organized crime. Suddenly, a product that millions of people wanted was illegal. The profits to be made were astronomical, and the Italian-American mafia was perfectly positioned to take advantage. This is where the names you know begin to enter the story. The 5 great families of the Liberty City Mafia, or the Commission as they called themselves: the Ancelotti family, the Pavano family, the Messina family, the Lursis, and the Gambettis. These 5 groups carved up the city between them, creating a criminal empire built on bootleg liquor, gambling, and violence. Let's take a closer look at them. Imagine you are sitting in a dimly lit back room of a restaurant in Little Italy. The air is thick with cigar smoke and the smell of garlic and red wine. At the main table sit the capos, the bosses of this shadow government. First, the Ancelotti family. Based mainly in Algonquin, they were considered the aristocrats of the mob. They had deep connections in construction, and the unions giving them a veneer of legitimacy. Their real money, however, came from their control of the high-end nightclubs and gambling parlors catering to the city's elite. They wore tailored suits and spoke softly, but their capacity for violence was as sharp as a razor. You could feel the quiet menace in their presence. They didn't need to shout. A slight narrowing of the eyes, a tap of a ring on a glass was enough to convey a threat. They represented the sophisticated side of crime, the kind that launders its money through legitimate businesses and shakes hands with judges. Then you have the Pavano family, also from Algonquin. They were the muscle. Less refined than the Ancelottis, they controlled the docks. Every crate that came in or out of the port of Liberty City paid a tax to the Pavanos. They were heavily involved in loan sharking and extortion, their enforcers known for their brutal methods. They were the hammer of the commission, quick to anger and quick to violence. Next, the Messina family. Hailing from dukes, they were the specialists in assassination and wet work. When a problem needed to be removed permanently, the Messinas got the call. They were secretive and disciplined, operating with military precision. They kept a low profile, preferring to work in the shadows, letting the other families take the spotlight and the heat. In Bohan, you had the Lurti family. They were the cowboys of the mafia, flashy, loud, and unpredictable. They were heavily into drug trafficking long before the other families would touch it, seeing it as a dirty business. The Lursis didn't care. They cared about money and power, and they flaunted both. They drove expensive cars, wore loud clothes, and were responsible for some of the most spectacular and bloody gangland hits in the city's history. And finally, the Gambetti family. Perhaps the most powerful and respected of them all. Based in Broker, they were the traditionalists. They saw themselves as the guardians of the old ways of honor and respect. They ran the classic rackets: protection, gambling, bookmaking. Their Don was often the unofficial chairman of the commission, the final word on any dispute. They were the quiet center of the storm, the power that held the fragile peace together. For decades, these 5 families ran Liberty City. They had politicians in their pockets, police commissioners on their payroll. They fought wars with each other, of course. Bloody conflicts that would leave bodies in the streets. But they also cooperated, forming a syndicate that was more powerful than any single corporation or even the city government itself. They were an invisible empire woven into the DNA of the city. The end of Prohibition didn't stop them. They simply pivoted to other rackets. Their power seemed absolute, but the world was changing, and the golden age of the Liberty City Mafia was slowly but surely coming to an end. The mid-20th century saw Liberty City enter a new phase, a period of decline. The post-war boom faded. The city's industries began to leave, moving to cheaper locations. The middle class fled to the suburbs, leaving behind a hollowed-out core. The city became a byword for urban decay. This was the era of Fear City. Imagine the city in the 1970s. The streets are filthy, littered with rubbish. Graffiti covers every surface, every subway car, every wall. Buildings are abandoned, their windows boarded up like blind eyes. The city is broke, on the verge of bankruptcy. Crime is rampant. Walking the streets at night is a risk you take with a deep breath and a quickened pulse. You can feel the grit of the city under your fingernails. The air has a sour smell. The summer heat seems to bake the grime into the pavement. The neon signs that once looked glamorous now seem desperate and sleazy, advertising peep shows and pawn shops. Sirens are the constant soundtrack to city life, a wailing chorus that never ends. In this environment, the old order of the mafia began to crumble. Their control was challenged by new, hungrier groups. Triads arrived from Asia, setting up shop in Algonquin's Chinatown. The Yardies from Jamaica brought their own brand of organized chaos to the streets of Broker. And from the housing projects of Bohan and Dukes emerged powerful African American and Hispanic drug gangs. But perhaps the most significant new players were the biker gangs, especially one, the Lost Motorcycle Club. They roared into the city on their custom choppers, a tribe of outsiders who lived by their own code. They were a brotherhood forged in rebellion and fueled by cheap beer, methamphetamines, and a deep distrust of society. They set up their clubhouse in the industrial wastelands of Alderney, the neighboring state that acts as Liberty City's gritty backyard. They were involved in gun running and drug manufacturing, carving out a niche for themselves in the city's crowded criminal ecosystem. They were a thorn in the side of the mafia, who saw them as unpredictable savages. This was a city at war with itself. Not a coordinated war with clear battle lines, but a chaotic, multi-sided brawl. The old Italian families were like aging lions, their manes matted, their teeth worn down. They still held significant power, especially in politics and construction, but on the streets their authority was eroding day by day. They were being attacked from all sides, from the new gangs who had no respect for their traditions, and from the government. The RICO Act, a powerful new anti-racketeering law, gave federal prosecutors the tools they needed to dismantle the mafia's leadership structure. Bosses who had once seemed untouchable were being sent to prison for life. It was a slow, painful decline, a generational shift. The city was becoming something new, something more complex and dangerous than ever before. The old certainties were gone. The stage was being set for a new era of chaos, an era that would be defined by a series of newcomers who would arrive in the city and turn it upside down. As the 20th century drew to a close, Liberty City began to change again. The city cleaned up its act, at least on the surface. A new mayor, Michael Lawton, cracked down on crime. Times Square, once a haven of vice, was redeveloped into the tourist-friendly Star Junction. The city's economy recovered. The skyscrapers gleamed once more. But the crime didn't disappear. It just went deeper underground. It became more sophisticated, more corporate. The remaining mafia families adapted. They were weaker but smarter. One family in particular, the Leones, led by the aging but still ruthless Salvatore Leone, managed to consolidate their power, becoming the dominant force among the old Italian syndicates. It is into this world that a new player arrives, a man with no name, no voice, and no past. You just know him as Claude. In 2001, he is betrayed by his girlfriend Catalina during a bank heist and left for dead. He is arrested and sentenced to a long prison term. But fate intervenes. During his transfer, an attack on the police convoy allows him to escape. And so you find yourself as Claude, a free man in a hostile city. You have nothing, no money, no contacts, no friends. Only a burning desire for revenge. You start at the very bottom of the criminal ladder, doing small jobs for the Leone family. You are just a tool, an errand boy. You can feel the cold indifference of the city, the damp chill of Portland Island's industrial docks, the weight of the cheap leather jacket on your shoulders. You are an anonymous face in the crowd, a ghost moving through the city's veins. But you are a relentless ghost. Slowly you rise. Your silence and efficiency make you a valuable asset. You work for the Leones, the Triads, the Yakuza. You play them off against each other. You are a one-man wrecking ball, smashing through the delicate power structures of the city's underworld. You are not building an empire. You are just a force of pure, chaotic destruction. You leave a trail of bodies and burning wreckage in your wake. You assassinate mob bosses, bomb drug labs, and expose corruption. You single-handedly cripple the Leone family, killing Salvatore himself. You dismantle the operations of the Colombian cartel, who are allied with your ex-girlfriend Catalina. You become a legend. A boogeyman whispered about in the criminal underworld. And in the end, you get your revenge. You confront Catalina, and she dies in a fiery explosion. You stand there as the dust settles victorious. But what have you won? You are still alone, still silent. You simply walk away, disappearing back into the city's shadows. You were never here to build a legacy. You were here to burn one down. Claude's rampage fundamentally reshaped Liberty City's criminal landscape. The old mafia was left in tatters, a power vacuum was created, and nature, as they say, abhors a vacuum. The stage was set for a new wave of criminals to rush in and claim the spoils. The city was more fractured and volatile than ever before. It was a ticking time bomb waiting for a new spark. That spark arrives a few years later in 2008. It comes on a cargo ship called the Platypus, sailing into the harbor from the Adriatic Sea. On board is a man named Niko Bellic. A veteran of the brutal Yugoslav wars, he has come to Liberty City at the invitation of his cousin Roman. Roman has been filling his head with stories of the American dream, stories of mansions, fast cars, and beautiful women. But the reality you find as Niko is very different. You step off the boat into the cold, grimy reality of Hove Beach in Broker. It is a neighborhood of Eastern European immigrants, a place of faded dreams and quiet desperation. Roman's mansion is a small, dirty apartment. His fleet of sports cars is a failing taxi company, and the beautiful women are just a fantasy. You can feel the disappointment settle in your bones. It's as heavy and damp as the sea fog rolling in off the water. The city that was promised to you is a lie. Worse still, Roman is in deep trouble. He owes money to loan sharks and gangsters. And because you are family, his problems are now your problems. Niko didn't come to America to be a criminal. He came to escape his past. He is haunted by the things he saw and did in the war. He is looking for a quiet life, but the city won't let him have it. It pulls you in. You are forced to use the skills you learned in the army, your proficiency with weapons, your calm under fire to protect your cousin and survive. You are an outsider looking in. You see the absurdity and the hypocrisy of this new world with fresh eyes. You are a man of grim pragmatism in a city of delusional dreamers. Your journey takes you through every level of Liberty City's society, from the street gangs of Bohan to the penthouse suites of Algonquin's elite. You work for anyone who will pay. The remnants of the Italian mafia, led now by the Gambetti and Pavano families, who are a shadow of their former selves. You get entangled with the powerful and ruthless Russian mafia, led by men like Mikhail Fostin and Dmitry Raskolov. You do jobs for Irish-American gangsters, the Jamaican yardies, and corrupt police officers. You are a free agent in a city of shifting allegiances. Let's take a tour of the city you explore. The Liberty City of 2008 is the most detailed and realized version of this metropolis. It is divided into 4 main boroughs, plus the neighboring state of Alderney. First, there's Broker, your starting point. It's the equivalent of Brooklyn, a sprawling borough of residential neighborhoods, industrial areas, and waterfronts. You feel the working-class soul of this place, the elevated train lines rattling overhead, the brownstone houses standing shoulder to shoulder. Places like Hove Beach feel like a little piece of Eastern Europe transplanted to America. Then there's Dukes, the stand-in for Queens. It's the most ethnically diverse borough, home to the city's main airport, Francis International. It feels more spacious, more suburban in parts, but it has its rough edges too. It's a place of contrasts. Quiet residential streets can suddenly give way to gritty industrial parks. Bohan is the Bronx, the northernmost borough, the toughest and poorest. It's a landscape of decaying housing projects and urban blight. The police presence is heavy here. Gangs control the streets. It's a place the rest of the city tries to forget. Driving through Bohan, you feel a sense of oppression, a feeling of being trapped. And then there is Algonquin, the heart of the city, the mighty Manhattan. This is where the money and power reside. The skyline is a forest of iconic skyscrapers like the Rotterdam Tower. Star Junction is a dizzying assault on the senses, a canyon of giant video screens and relentless crowds. The northern part of the island contains the beautiful Middle Park, a green lung in the center of the concrete beast. Algonquin is where the American dream is packaged and sold. But you see the dark underbelly, the homeless people sleeping in the parks, the organized crime that operates out of the back rooms of fancy restaurants, the politicians making corrupt deals in their high-rise offices. It's a glittering facade hiding a rotten core. Finally, there is Alderney, based on New Jersey. It's not officially part of Liberty City, but it's inextricably linked to it. It's a land of industrial decay, aging suburbs, and toxic waste. It is home to the Alderney State Correctional Facility and is the main territory of the Lost MC. It's the city's forgotten backyard, the place where it dumps its rubbish and its problems. Through Nico's eyes, you experience this city in all its glory and all its squalor. You are not a silent psychopath like Claude. You are a thinking, feeling man. You talk, you have friends, you fall in love, you wrestle with moral choices. You are constantly questioning the path you are on. But the city has its own gravity. It keeps pulling you down. Every time you try to get out to live a normal life, something drags you back in. A betrayal, a debt, a promise. The central tragedy of Nico Bellic is that he is a good man, forced to do bad things in a city that rewards wickedness. His story culminates in a choice between revenge and compromise, between money and loyalty. No matter what he chooses, he loses something precious. He can never truly win. He can only survive. He ends his story with more money and power than he ever dreamed of, but he is more alone and more broken than when he arrived. So what is Liberty City? After this long and bloody history, what does it represent? It is more than just a setting. It is the central character of the series. It is a monument to the contradictions of the American dream. It is a place that promises freedom but delivers a cage of ambition, of debt, of violence. It promises a fresh start, but it never lets you forget your past. It is a city that attracts dreamers and then grinds them into dust. Everyone who comes here is looking for something. Money, power, respect, a new life. But the city demands a price for everything. You can feel this in its very atmosphere. The way the sun struggles to break through the perpetual haze over the city. The way the grand architecture is stained with grime. the way the sounds of life and commerce are always underscored by the distant wail of a siren. It is a city of incredible beauty and profound ugliness, often in the very same frame. It represents a certain kind of cynical realism. There are no real heroes in Liberty City. There are only survivors. People are not good or bad. They are just trying to get by. They make compromises. They betray their principles. They hurt each other. Not always because they are evil, but because the city forces their hand. It is a system designed to bring out the worst in people. And yet people keep coming. From all over the world they flock to its shores, still believing in the promise. Because for all its darkness, Liberty City also represents something else. It represents resilience. It has been burned down, rebuilt, and reborn countless times. It has survived wars, depressions, crime waves, and terrorist attacks. It is a testament to the stubborn, chaotic, enduring spirit of humanity. It is a place where anything can happen, where a poor immigrant can become a kingpin overnight, where fortunes can be made and lost in the blink of an eye. It is the ultimate city of opportunity, even if that opportunity is often criminal. So let's return to where we started. You are standing on that street corner in the rain. The neon lights are still bleeding into the puddles. The city's pulse is still beating around you. But now you see it differently. You see the ghosts. You see the shadows of Dutch traders and British soldiers. You hear the faint echoes of Italian mobsters arguing in a smoky back room. You see the spectral image of a silent man in a leather jacket driving with cold purpose. You see a haunted Eastern European man looking up at the skyscrapers with a mixture of awe and despair. You are standing not just in a place, but in a story. A story 400 years in the making. A story of blood and steel and dreams. The rain continues to fall, washing the streets clean for another day. But the history remains etched into every brick and every stone. This is Liberty City, and its story is never truly over. And so, the new millennium dawns, not with a bang, but with a quiet, anxious hum. The city holds its breath for digital disasters that never come, for planes that do not fall from the sky at the stroke of midnight. You feel the collective sigh of relief ripple through the 5 boroughs, a brief moment of unity before the old divisions and ambitions rush back in to fill the vacuum. The 21st century has arrived, and it promises to be sleeker, faster, and more connected than ever before. You watch as the city's skin begins to change. The old brick and grime are slowly scrubbed away in some districts, replaced by the cold, impersonal gleam of glass and steel. Technology seeps into the cracks of daily life. The first glowing screens of mobile phones appear in the hands of pedestrians, their faces bathed in a pale synthetic light. The internet, once a novelty, becomes the city's central nervous system. A network of whispers, deals, and data that flows invisibly beneath the concrete, more powerful than any subway line. The old criminal empires feel this shift. They are like dinosaurs sensing a change in the climate. The established families, the ones who built their fortunes on dockyard rackets and union busting, now find themselves navigating a world of ghost servers and encrypted messages. Their methods feel archaic. Their honor codes, once the bedrock of their power, seem quaint in an age of anonymous transactions and digital betrayal. A new kind of predator is emerging, one who understands code better than they understand concrete. And the boats keep coming. Not the grand steamships of the last century, but rusting cargo freighters slipping into the docks at night, or jets landing at Francis International, with hopeful souls tucked away in their cargo holds. A new wave of immigrants arrives, drawn by the same flickering candle of hope that drew millions before them. They come from Eastern Europe, from the Caribbean, from every corner of a world that has told them Liberty City is the place where futures are forged. You meet them not in the crowded tenements of a century ago, but in the cramped internet cafes of Broker or the rundown apartment blocks of Bohan. You hear their stories of war, of poverty, of a dream sold to them on a screen. They discover, as all who come here do, that the city's promise has fine print. The American dream is real, but it is often a nightmare in disguise. It demands a price, and the currency is often blood, loyalty, or the slow erosion of the soul. You feel the texture of this new city. It is a place of sharp contrasts. The opulence of Star Junction, with its colossal video billboards painting the night in garish, shifting colors, feels a world away from the quiet desperation of a soup kitchen in a forgotten industrial park. You can stand on the promenade in Algonquin and feel the hum of immense wealth, of global finance, of a power so vast it is almost abstract. Then, you can take a single taxi ride and find yourself in a place where the only economy is survival. The city's song has changed too. The jazz and rock and roll of previous decades are layered over with the deep bass of hip-hop, the frantic energy of punk, the melancholic synth of pop music from distant lands. Every car that passes is its own little world of sound, a bubble of culture moving through the urban sprawl. The sirens are still there, of course. That is the one constant. The city's mournful, ever-present lullaby. And in this crucible, a new story unfolds. A story of a man from a broken country, arriving to find a cousin and a promise, only to be dragged into the city's gravitational pull of violence and betrayal. You watch his journey, a microcosm of the city itself, a search for peace that leads only to conflict, a desire for a simple life that becomes impossibly complex. It is the eternal tale of Liberty City, retold for a new, more cynical age. A testament to the fact that no matter how much the technology or the skyline changes, the human heart, with its capacity for both great kindness and terrible cruelty, remains the same. The worst place in America is also, and always will be, the place that feels most alive. Picture a street, not a grand avenue or a bustling boulevard, just a small cul-de-sac at the end of a long straight road. It's a place tucked away, almost forgotten by the sprawling city that surrounds it. The sun, a hazy orange orb in the smoggy Los Santos sky, is beginning to dip below the rooftops, casting long, soft shadows across the pavement. You are standing in the middle of this street. The air is warm and heavy with the smell of hot asphalt, dry grass, and distant car exhaust. A gentle breeze rustles the leaves of a tall palm tree that leans tired and graceful over the road. The houses are small, single-story homes, their paint faded and peeling in places. Green is the color here, a deep, defiant green. It's on the doors, the window frames, and on the clothes of the few people milling about, talking in low, unhurried tones. This is Grove Street, and for a time, it was more than just a place. It was the heart of a family, a promise, a tiny kingdom carved out of the unforgiving concrete of south-central Los Santos. This is the story of that kingdom, of its fall from grace, and the long, difficult road back home. Before the fall, there was a sense of order, a code. The Grove Street families were not just a gang. They were the neighborhood's protectors, its identity. You can almost feel the memory of it in the air. The echoes of summer barbecues, the sound of children playing in the street without fear, the low rumble of a lowrider. its chrome catching the last rays of sunlight as it cruises slowly down the block. A matter of pride. The leader was a man named Sean Johnson, but everyone knew him as Sweet. He carried the weight of the neighborhood on his shoulders. He believed in the old ways: honor, loyalty, family above all else. He despised the hard drugs that were beginning to poison other parts of the city, refusing to let them gain a foothold here. Grove Street was to be clean. It was to be safe. It was theirs. Beside him were his siblings. Kendall, sharp and pragmatic, who saw the world outside Grove Street with clearer eyes than most, and the two younger brothers, Carl and Brian. In this memory, this golden hour before the dusk, they are all here. They are all together. This is the image that will haunt the future. The simple, uncomplicated fact of their unity. And then there were the others, the ones who made the family complete. Melvin Harris, known as Big Smoke. A large man with a larger-than-life personality, a penchant for philosophical ramblings and an appetite to match. He was a source of laughter, of strange wisdom. You can almost hear his distinctive voice echoing from a porch. "You're messing with the wrong fool." And Lance Wilson, or Ryder, erratic, sharp-tongued and fiercely loyal. Or so it seemed. He was the wild card, the jester in the court of Grove Street. His energy was a chaotic hum that filled the quiet spaces, always planning some small-time hustle, always ready with a cutting remark. Together, they were the core. Sweet, CJ, Big Smoke and Ryder. They were Grove Street. They were brothers, bound not just by blood, but by shared experience, by the geography of this small, self-contained world. The fabric of their lives was woven together so tightly it seemed impossible that it could ever unravel. But fabrics do unravel. A single pulled thread is all it takes. For Grove Street, that thread was tragedy. A senseless, violent moment that took the youngest Johnson brother, Brian. We don't need to see the details. The story is not in the flash of the event itself, but in the long, dark shadow it cast. For Carl, known to everyone as CJ, that shadow was too much to bear. He was there. He carries the weight of it, the quiet, unspoken blame. The feeling hangs in the air, a cold spot in the warm evening. Guilt is a heavy coat, and Los Santos was simply too hot to wear it. And so, he ran. Imagine the decision to leave everything you have ever known. This street, these faces, this sky. To pack a bag and head east for the cold, gray anonymity of Liberty City. It wasn't an escape to something better. It was just an escape. An attempt to outrun a ghost that lived inside him. He left the heat and the palm trees for steel canyons and acid rain, trading one kind of struggle for another. And in his absence, a rot began to set in. It started slowly at first, a creeping decay at the edges of the neighborhood. With CJ gone and the family fractured by grief, the foundations of Grove Street began to weaken. The unity that was once their greatest strength began to fray. The world outside was changing. A new drug, crack cocaine, was flooding the streets of Los Santos. It was cheap, potent, and devastatingly addictive. It was a poison that didn't just kill people, it killed communities. It turned neighbors into strangers, and strangers into enemies. It eroded trust, broke families apart, and left a trail of desperation in its wake. Sweet, in his unwavering principles, stood against it. He refused to let the families deal. It was a matter of honor. But honor doesn't pay the bills. Honor doesn't put food on the table when the world is crumbling around you. Their main rivals, the Ballas, had no such scruples. They embraced the new trade, and with it, they gained power, money, influence. The Ballas, clad in their signature purple, began to push into Grove Street territory. Slowly, then all at once, the green of the families started to disappear from the map, painted over with a hostile shade of purple. The balance of power shifted dramatically. Grove Street, once a dominant force, was now on the defensive, isolated, and bleeding members. This decline was not just a matter of chance. It was orchestrated. Imagine two figures, watching from the shadows of an unmarked car. Officers Frank Tenpenny and Eddie Pulaski, members of CRASH, the city's corrupt anti-gang unit. To them, the gangs of Los Santos were not a problem to be solved, but a resource to be managed, a chessboard where they could move the pieces to their own advantage. They saw the chaos as an opportunity. They played the gangs against each other, supplied weapons to one side, turned a blind eye to the drug trafficking of the other. Their goal was not peace, it was control, a controlled burn with them holding the matches. They fanned the flames of the rivalry between the Grove and the Ballas, ensuring that the neighborhood would slowly devour itself. So for 5 years, while CJ was living a different life in Liberty City, his home was being hollowed out from the inside. The sense of community evaporated, replaced by fear and suspicion. The sound of children playing was replaced by the distant, mournful wail of sirens. The houses on the cul-de-sac looked a little more tired, the paint a little more chipped. The green was fading. The story could have ended there. A slow, sad fade to black for the Grove Street families. A cautionary tale about a changing world and the price of holding on to old codes. But then, a phone call cuts through the rain-slicked gloom of Liberty City. It's sweet. And the news he carries is the one thing that could possibly bring CJ home. Their mother is gone. Another victim of the violence that has consumed their home. And for CJ, the running is over. The ghost he tried to outrun for 5 years has finally caught up to him. He has to go back. He has to face the street he abandoned, the brother he left behind, and the memories that still linger in the smoggy Los Santos air. Imagine that flight back. 5 years of life in Liberty City, condensed into a few hours in a pressurized cabin, flying west into the sunset. You are leaving the cold, vertical world of skyscrapers and heading back to the horizontal sprawl of your youth. What must be going through your mind? The guilt, certainly. The grief, fresh and sharp. But also, perhaps, a flicker of something else, a sense of duty, a need for answers. The plane touches down at Los Santos International Airport. The moment you step out of the terminal, the heat hits you. It's a familiar, oppressive blanket of warmth that you haven't felt in years. The air smells different here. It's a complex mixture of jet fuel, salt from the nearby ocean, and the faint, sweet scent of blooming jacaranda trees. It's the smell of home. You hail a taxi. As the car pulls away from the airport, the city begins to reveal itself. The endless freeways clogged with traffic, the towering palm trees silhouetted against the deepening twilight. The landscape is so familiar it aches. Every corner, every landmark sparks a memory. Vinewood, Idlewood, Ganton. But the journey is cut short. Before you can even reach Grove Street, Flashing lights fill the rearview mirror. An unmarked police car, a voodoo, pulls the taxi over, and out step the ghosts of Los Santos' own particular machine. Officers Tenpenny, Pulaski, and their new associate, Hernandez. They haven't forgotten you. They greet you not as a returning son, but as a pawn returning to the board. Their words are laced with casual menace. They inform you of the new rules of the game. Your game. They take your money, the last remnants of your Liberty City life, and then they abandon you deep in Ballast territory. A welcome home gift. It's a clear message. You are back in their world now, and you will play by their rules. The cold metal of a bicycle frame is what you find to get you home. Pedaling through the hostile streets, you see the decay up close, the purple graffiti covering the green, the looks of suspicion from strangers on their own turf. This is not the Los Santos you left. It's a city at war with itself, and your old home is on the losing side. You finally turn the corner onto Grove Street, and it's quiet, too quiet. The cul-de-sac feels empty, haunted. You walk into the Johnson house, your family home. The air inside is stale, thick with dust and memory. Every object tells a story. A framed photograph on the wall, a mark on the doorframe measuring your height as a child. The ghost of your mother is in every room. And then you see him. Big Smoke. He's in the kitchen, and his reaction to seeing you is one of surprise, maybe even a little relief. He wraps you in a hug, his familiar philosophical ramblings a strange comfort in the disorienting quiet of the house. He offers to take you to the cemetery, to see your mother, to see your brother. The reunion at the cemetery is tense. Sweet is there, along with Kendall and Ryder. The 5 years of absence have created a chasm between you and your brother. His grief is raw, and it has sharpened into anger. He sees your return not as a comfort, but as an insult. You ran away when they needed you most. You abandoned the family. His words are like stones, heavy and hard. As you argue, a ballast car performs a drive-by shooting, shattering the somber peace of the cemetery. It's a stark reminder of the new reality. There is no time for personal grief, no space for family drama. The war is on your doorstep. You all pile onto bicycles and race back to Grove Street, the chaos of the city chasing you home. Back on the cul-de-sac, you are faced with a choice. You could leave again, disappear back into the wider world, away from this mess, or you can stay. You can try to mend what has been broken. Looking at Sweet's face, etched with bitterness and exhaustion, you know there is no real choice. You have to stay. You have to help him pick up the pieces. And so begins the slow, arduous task of rebuilding. It starts small. You have to prove yourself. Prove that you haven't gone soft in Liberty City. You and Ryder go out, painting over ballast tags with Grove Street green. It feels like a futile gesture, like children drawing lines in the sand against an oncoming tide. But it's a start. It's a statement. We are still here. You can feel the rough, cool spray can in your hand, the hissing sound as the green paint covers the purple, the smell of the aerosol fumes mixing with the night air. Each tag you spray is a small reclamation, a tiny victory in a war of attrition. The days that follow are a blur of small missions. Driving with Sweet to confront rogue members of your own set who have started using drugs. Going with Smoke to meet with other gangs, trying to forge fragile alliances. Helping Ryder with his harebrained schemes to acquire weapons. Each task is a thread, and you are trying to weave them back together into the strong fabric of the Grove Street families. Slowly, things start to change. A little bit of territory is won back. The green starts to reappear on the map. Other members of the family see that you are serious. They see that Sweet is not alone anymore. A spark of the old pride begins to rekindle. You can see it in the way people carry themselves on the street. A little taller, a little more confident. There are moments of warmth in the struggle. You meet Cesar Villalpando, the leader of the Varios Los Aztecas, who is dating your sister Kendall. At first, you are suspicious, protective, but you see the genuine affection between them, and you earn his respect at a lowrider competition. It's a reminder that even in this divided city, bridges can be built. You can almost feel the heavy thud of the hydraulics in your chest as the lowrider bounces to the rhythm. The cheers of the crowd, the smell of street food, the vibrant murals on the walls under the freeway. It's a part of the city's culture that transcends gang lines. A moment of pure, joyful expression. But for every step forward, it feels like you are pushed 2 steps back. Tenpenny and Pulaski are always there, lurking in the background. They use you for their own dirty work, forcing you to disrupt the fragile peace you are trying to build. You are a tool to them, a way to keep the city simmering at the perfect temperature of chaos that benefits them. And there are strange inconsistencies. Big Smoke and Ryder always seem to have their own side deals going on. Meetings you aren't invited to. Whispers you can't quite hear. A strange new car, a green Sabre, that appears without explanation. But you push the doubts aside. In a world of enemies, you have to trust the family you have. The momentum builds. You manage to reunite the different sets of the families that had fractured in your absence. Temple Drive families, Seville Boulevard families. For the first time in years, the Grove is united, strong. Sweet decides it's time for a major move, to take back a key part of the city from the Ballas, the Mulholland intersection. It's a decisive, bold strike to announce your return. The plan is to hit them hard, all together. A show of force. The feeling before the attack is electric, a mix of fear and exhilaration. You are all gathered under a freeway overpass, the low concrete ceiling amplifying the nervous energy. The weight of a weapon in your hand feels unnaturally heavy. Sweet gives a speech, his voice ringing with the passion of a true leader. It feels like a turning point, a glorious comeback. And then your phone rings. It's Caesar. He has something to show you, something you need to see now. He tells you to meet him under the freeway north of the Verdant Bluffs. You're torn. The big fight is about to start. But something in Caesar's voice, a raw urgency, convinces you. You tell Sweet you'll catch up and you head to the meeting point. There, hidden in the shadows, you wait with Caesar, and then you see it. The green Sabre, the car you'd seen but not questioned. It pulls up, and out step the figures you thought were your brothers. Ryder, Big Smoke, and with them, the architects of your city's pain. Officer Tenpenny and a group of Ballas. They open the garage door, revealing the car used in the drive-by that killed your mother. In that one silent moment, the world collapses. The past 5 years, the recent weeks of struggle, it all realigns into a new, horrific picture. The decline of Grove Street wasn't just bad luck. The rise of the Ballas wasn't just a shift in power. It was a betrayal from the inside. The rot wasn't at the edges. It was at the very heart of your family. Ryder. Big Smoke. The men you fought alongside, laughed with, trusted with your life. They sold you out. They sold out the neighborhood. For money, for power, for a seat at Tenpenny's table. The realization is a physical blow, knocking the air from your lungs. The trust you had, the very foundation of your world, shatters into a million pieces. You race to the scene of the big confrontation, your mind reeling. You have to warn Sweet, but you are too late. You arrive to see your brother shot and bleeding on the ground, surrounded by police. The grand offensive was a trap, an ambush. The Ballas were waiting for them. The police swarm in, not to restore order but to collect the pieces. Sweet is arrested, his dream of a resurgent Grove Street dying on the asphalt. And you? You are not arrested. Tenpenny has other plans for you. He and Pulaski take you, not to a jail cell, but on a long drive out of the city. As Los Santos disappears in the rearview mirror, its familiar orange glow fading into the dark, Tenpenny explains your new situation. Sweet is in prison, a hostage to ensure your good behavior. Grove Street is shattered, its leadership gone. The Ballas and the Vagos, now united under Big Smoke's drug empire, control everything. You are exiled, dropped in the middle of nowhere, in the rural backwoods of Whetstone. Your home is gone, your family is broken, your friends are your worst enemies. You have nothing, you are completely and utterly alone. Imagine the silence. After the constant noise of the city, the sirens, the traffic, the music, you are now in a place where the only sounds are the wind whistling through the pine trees and the chirping of crickets. You are standing on a dirt road in the middle of the countryside. The air is clean and cool, a stark contrast to the thick, smoggy air of Los Santos. It feels like another planet. This is your exile, a quiet, lonely prison without walls. Tenpenny has thrown you here to keep you out of the way, to use you for his errands in this forgotten corner of San Andreas. Your life in Grove Street feels like a distant dream. The betrayal is a fresh, open wound, and the isolation gives you too much time to think, to replay that moment under the freeway over and over again. Your only allies here are unlikely ones. Caesar, your sister's boyfriend, who has also been forced out of Los Santos, and his cousin, Catalina, a wildly unpredictable and violent woman who ropes you into a series of small-time robberies. It's a surreal existence. One day you're fighting for the soul of a neighborhood. The next you're robbing a liquor store in a town with more cows than people. You can feel the splintered wood of a rural fence under your hand as you watch the sun set over the rolling hills. The colors are clearer here without the city's haze. Violets and deep oranges paint the sky. It's beautiful, but it's an alien beauty. It's not the beauty of home. Through your work with Catalina, you start to make a little money. You meet a strange, blind triad leader named Woozy Moo, or Woozy, after a street race. He's calm, impeccably dressed, and runs his operations with a quiet efficiency, despite his inability to see. He is impressed by your driving, your ability to stay calm under pressure. He becomes another unexpected ally. You also cross paths with a man called The Truth, an aging hippie living in the hills, cultivating his own special crops and rambling about government conspiracies. He opens your eyes to the deeper, stranger currents running beneath the surface of the world. He tasks you with stealing a combine harvester, a mission so absurd it borders on the profound. Eventually, your exile from Los Santos ends, but it is not a return home. Tenpenny moves you to San Fierro, the state's liberal, foggy northern city, a place of steep hills, cable cars, and a burgeoning tech industry. It's as different from Los Santos as the countryside was. The air is damp and smells of the sea. The architecture is a mix of colorful Victorian houses and modern glass buildings. Here you begin to build something new. With the money you won in a race against Catalina's new boyfriend, you and your small crew of exiles open a garage. It's a legitimate business, a fresh start. You hire mechanics, you fix up cars. For a moment, you could almost imagine a different life. A life without gangs, without betrayal, without the constant weight of the past. You can smell the grease and oil in the garage, the metallic clang of a wrench hitting the concrete floor. It's honest work. The feeling of building something with your own hands instead of fighting over scraps of territory is a novel one. It's clean, simple. But the past has a long reach. In San Fierro, you uncover the full extent of the conspiracy that destroyed Grove Street. You learn about the Loco Syndicate, the organization responsible for manufacturing the drugs that Big Smoke is now distributing in Los Santos. And you find Ryder there, your childhood friend, making a deal. Seeing him again, so far from home, solidifies the betrayal. It's not a nightmare you can wake up from. It's the new reality. With the help of Woozy, whose triad operations are also threatened by the syndicate, you begin a systematic campaign to dismantle their operation. This isn't street brawling for a patch of turf. This is organized crime. You infiltrate their meetings. You identify their leaders, a pimp named Jizzy B, a fixer named T-Bone Mendez, and a mysterious figurehead, only known as Mike Terreno. One by one, you take them down. The missions are complex, dangerous. You chase Ryder across the bay in a boat, a final sad confrontation that ends with him sinking into the water, a victim of his own greed. You storm Jizzy's club. You ambush Mendez. Each victory is a small piece of justice, a tiny measure of revenge for what they did to your family, to your home. Finally, you shoot down Mike Terreno's helicopter. You watch it explode in a fireball, seemingly closing the book on the Loco Syndicate. You have cut off the head of the snake. Big Smoke's supply of drugs is gone. It's a major victory. You have succeeded in a way you never could have on the streets of Los Santos. You have evolved. But things are never that simple. You receive a phone call. A distorted voice tells you to go to a remote ranch in the desert. There, you find Mike Terreno, very much alive. He reveals his true identity. He's not a drug lord. He's an agent for a shadowy government agency. He has been playing all sides, using the chaos for his own ends. And now, he owns you. He knows about Sweet, about his situation in prison. He uses this as leverage. In exchange for your brother's eventual freedom, you must now work for him. You become his covert operative, carrying out missions that are far beyond your understanding. Stealing a jetpack from a top-secret military base, flying a cargo plane into enemy airspace. You have gone from a neighborhood gangster to an international spy, all without ever really choosing the path. Your journey takes you to the third and final city of San Andreas, Las Venturas, a glittering, sleepless oasis of neon and greed in the middle of the desert. The city is a monument to excess. The sound is a constant jingle of slot machines and the chatter of hopeful tourists. The light never fades. It just changes from the harsh desert sun to the artificial glow of a billion light bulbs. Here, you reconnect with Woozy. He has opened a new casino, the Four Dragons, but is being muscled out by the mob families who control the city. You see an opportunity, a way to build real power, real money, the kind of money that can change things. You and Woozy plan the impossible heist, to rob Caligula's palace, the biggest mob-run casino on the Strip. The planning is meticulous. You gather a crew, you get blueprints, you infiltrate the casino staff. It is a world away from the smash-and-grab tactics of Grove Street. It's a game of intellect, of stealth, of precision. And when you pull it off, the feeling is intoxicating. You have beaten the most powerful people in the city at their own game. You are no longer just a gangster from Ganton. You are a player, a force to be reckoned with. At the same time, you are still a pawn in Torreno's game, and you are still haunted by Tenpenny, who shows up in Las Venturas with Pulaski, demanding his cut, threatening to expose you. In a tense confrontation in the desert, you finally get the upper hand. Pulaski is gone, and Tenpenny is exposed, facing a trial that could bring down the whole corrupt system. Finally, after all this, Torreno makes good on his promise. He gets Sweet released from prison. He calls you, tells you to pick him up. This is the moment you have been working towards for so long. The end of the exile. The chance to finally go home. You drive back to Los Santos. The city looks different now. You have seen the world beyond its borders. You have built an empire of your own in San Fierro and Las Venturas. You have money, power, influence. You are not the same broken kid who fled 5 years ago, nor the vengeful ghost who returned. You pick up Sweet. The reunion is not what you expected. He is not impressed by your new cars, your businesses, your wealth. He looks at you, and he still sees the brother who abandoned Grove Street. He is angry that you let the neighborhood fall apart while you were off building a new life for yourself. He wants to go back. Not to a mansion in the Vinewood Hills. He wants to go back to Grove Street. You drive him back to the cul-de-sac. It's worse than you can imagine. The green is gone completely. The houses are dilapidated, taken over by drug addicts and ballas. Your family home is a crack den. The sight is a deep, painful shock. This is what your success in the wider world cost you. The home you were trying to avenge is now unrecognizable. Sweet is determined. He doesn't care about your casinos or your garages. He cares about this single street. This is home, and he is going to take it back with or without you. He runs out into the street, alone, to fight the dealers. And in that moment, you realize your mistake. The money, the power. It means nothing if you lose what you were fighting for in the first place. You join him. Together, brother against brother, you clear Grove Street of the dealers. You take back your home, one house at a time. It's a bloody, desperate fight. But when the dust settles, the street is quiet again. It's yours. It's a small victory, a tiny green island in a sea of purple, but it's everything. Now the final act can begin. You use your resources, your connections from San Fierro and Venturas, to help Grove Street reclaim its territory. You are smarter now, more strategic. You systematically push back the Ballas and the Vagos, taking back the city block by block. The green spreads across the map once more, not just through brute force, but through careful planning. Then comes the news that shatters the city. Officer Tenpenny is acquitted of all his charges. The system has failed. the city erupts. Riots break out across Los Santos. The streets descend into chaos. Fire, looting, violence. It is the city tearing itself apart. The controlled burn that Tenpenny nurtured for so long has become an uncontrollable wildfire. Amidst this chaos, you know you have to end it. You have to face Big Smoke. He has barricaded himself in his drug palace, a fortified fortress in East Los Santos. You fight your way through the building, through waves of his security, and then you find him. Alone in a darkened room, surrounded by the spoils of his betrayal. He's not a monster. He's just a man who made a choice. He talks about his ambition, his hunger for power and respect. He saw an opportunity, and he took it. He doesn't apologize. In his own way, he understands what he became. The confrontation is short and sad. He dies on the floor of his empty kingdom. A man who got everything he wanted and lost himself completely. As you leave, Tenpenny appears. He takes the money, sets the building on fire, and escapes in a fire truck. A final chase ensues through the rioting streets of Los Santos. Sweet clings to the ladder of the truck as you pursue. It's a desperate, frantic chase that ends with Tenpenny losing control and crashing the truck off the bridge above Grove Street. He crawls from the wreckage, broken and dying. He dies right there, on the doorstep of the community he worked so hard to destroy. His end is not grand or dramatic. It's pathetic. He is swallowed by the very chaos he created. The city's great manipulator, undone by gravity. You and your family, the ones who are left, gather in the Johnson house. The riots outside are beginning to subside. The city is breathing a collective sigh of relief. The war is over. The betrayers are gone. The tyrant is dead. You have won. You have taken back your home. But the victory is not simple. It's quiet and complicated. You are all together in the living room. Sweet Kendall, Caesar, the truth, Woozy's people, this strange, eclectic new family you have built. You look around at their faces. You have been to hell and back. You have been exiled. You have built empires. You have torn them down. And now, you are right back where you started, in a small house, on a small street. The world outside is still there. Your businesses in San Fierro and Las Venturas are still running. The future is an open question. But for now, in this moment, there is peace. You saved your family. You reclaimed your home. You can feel the familiar warmth of the Los Santos air through the open door. The distant sound of the city is no longer a threat. It's just a hum. The gentle, steady pulse of home. The neon glow of the city has faded in your rearview mirror. The endless noise, the chorus of sirens and car horns and shouting voices, has given way to a deep and profound quiet. Now there is only the soft hum of your engine and the whisper of wind against the glass. You are driving into the heart of the country, into the vast, dark spaces on the map that lie between the familiar cities. It is in these quiet places that stories are born. Not the loud stories of heists and ambition that echo through the concrete canyons, but older, stranger tales. Whispers that are passed around on crackling radio stations in the dead of night or on flickering internet forums in the early hours of the morning. They are stories of things that should not exist. Things that defy the cold logic of the world you know. They are the myths of this place. The ghosts in the machine. Tonight, you are not a protagonist. You are not chasing a fortune or an enemy. You are a seeker of mysteries. You are driving towards the deep woods, the lonely deserts, and the forgotten corners of the state of San Andreas. You are here to listen to the whispers, to see if there is any truth to the legends, or if the legends themselves are the real treasure. Pull your car to the side of the dusty road. Cut the engine. The silence that rushes in is immense. You can feel the weight of the starry sky above you. Let's begin. The first legend is perhaps the most famous. It is a story that has been told around campfires for centuries, long before there were campfires made of pixels. It is the story of a creature that walks on two legs but is not a man. A tall, hairy figure that lives deep in the woods, forever hidden from our view. They call him Bigfoot. In the world you have left behind, this is a blurry photograph, a shaky piece of film, a story told for a laugh. But here, in the quiet heart of San Andreas, it feels different. It feels possible. You are heading towards the dense forests of whetstone and shady creeks. The map shows winding roads that thin into dirt tracks, which in turn disappear into an ocean of green. You leave your car where the track becomes impassable. The air changes instantly. It is cooler here, beneath the canopy of the great trees. It smells of damp earth, of pine needles, and of old decaying wood. The light is soft and green, filtered through a million leaves. It is a cathedral of nature, and you feel very small within it. You can feel the soft ground give way slightly under your feet with each step. It is a quiet, rhythmic crunch of leaves and twigs. The search for Bigfoot in San Andreas is a kind of pilgrimage. It is a solitary pursuit. You walk for what feels like hours. The forest is a living thing around you. You hear the call of a distant bird, the rustle of some small animal in the undergrowth. Sometimes a branch snaps in the distance. You stop. You listen. Your heart beats a little faster. Was that the wind? An animal? Or was it something else? Something heavy, moving through the trees just beyond your sight? The legend says there is evidence. Strange footprints, too large to be human. Unexplained noises recorded in the dead of night. Even grainy images, captured by trail cameras left deep in the woods. People have dedicated countless hours exploring every square inch of these digital woods. They share their findings, their maps marked with crosses where strange things have happened. They are a community of believers, united by the search for something magical in a world that is meant to be predictable. You find a clearing. A beam of sunlight cuts through the canopy, illuminating a small patch of grass. It feels like a spotlight on a stage. You sit down on a fallen log. The wood is cool and damp beneath your hand, covered in a soft layer of moss. You close your eyes and just listen. The forest breathes around you, a slow, ancient rhythm. This is the heart of the myth. It is not about finding a monster. It is about the feeling of being in a place so vast and so wild that anything could be hiding in it. Imagine the code of this world. Lines upon lines of logic, creating every tree, every rock, every blade of grass. It is a world built on rules. And yet, the myth of Bigfoot suggests that there is something more. A secret hidden within the code. A wildness that cannot be tamed by logic. Perhaps the developers, the gods of this world, put him here as a secret, a reward for those who were willing to look deeper, to wander off the beaten path. Or perhaps, and this is a more intriguing thought, he was never meant to be here at all. Perhaps he is a glitch, a ghost in the machine. A random collection of assets and sounds that, in the right light, in the right state of mind, looks like a legend come to life. Does it matter which is true? The feeling is the same. The feeling of wonder. The feeling that the world is bigger and more mysterious than you thought. The sun begins to set. The green light of the forest turns to a deep, warm gold, and then to a soft, dusky purple. The shadows grow long and start to merge together. The forest at night is a different place entirely. The familiar shapes of trees become dark, imposing figures. The sounds change. The birds fall silent, and the nocturnal creatures begin to stir. You can hear the hoot of an owl, the chirp of crickets. It is a gentle symphony of the night. You continue your walk, guided now by the faint light of the moon. Every rustle, every snap of a twig feels amplified in the darkness. You are not afraid. You feel a sense of peaceful solitude. You are part of the mystery now. You are a character in the story that has been told for so long. Whether you see anything or not, you have participated in the ritual. You have paid your respects to the spirit of the woods. People speak of a specific cabin deep in the woods where strange things are said to happen, a place where the beast is sometimes sighted. Finding it is a journey in itself. There are no signs, no paths leading directly to it. You must rely on landmarks, a strangely shaped rock, a bend in a river, a particular cluster of tall pines. It feels like following an ancient map to a hidden treasure. The cabin, when you finally find it, is small and unassuming. It looks abandoned. The wood is weathered and gray. The windows are dark. There is a strange feeling about the place, a stillness, a sense of being watched. Is this the heart of the legend? This lonely, forgotten place? You circle it slowly, you peer through the grimy windows, but see only darkness inside. There are no footprints in the soft earth around it, save for your own. But still, the feeling persists. It is a powerful testament to the human mind's ability to create meaning, to weave stories around a place. This cabin, just a collection of digital assets, has been transformed into a sacred site by the power of a shared belief. You think about the real-world parallels, the lonely places on Earth that are hotspots for UFO sightings or ghost stories, places that, for whatever reason, seem to attract the strange and the unexplained. It seems we have a deep need for these mysteries. In a world that is increasingly mapped, measured, and understood, we crave the existence of the unknown. We want there to be dragons in the unexplored corners of the map. And if there are no real corners left to explore, we will create new ones, even in a world made of light and code. As you walk back towards your car, the moon high in the sky, you feel a sense of peace. You did not find Bigfoot, but you found something else. You found the quiet beauty of the forest. You found the thrill of the search. You found a connection to a community of dreamers and explorers. And that, perhaps, is the real magic. The legend is not the creature itself, but the act of looking for it. It is a reason to step out of the noisy, chaotic world and into the quiet, contemplative solitude of the woods. It is a reminder that there is always more to discover if you are only willing to look. The cool night air feels clean in your lungs. You can smell the pine on the breeze, a scent that is both sharp and soothing. You get back in your car, the dome light a small, comforting glow in the immense darkness of the forest. You turn the key, and the engine hums back to life. You have one more destination before you leave these woods, a place where another, more subtle mystery resides. You drive slowly, carefully, along the winding dirt roads, your headlights cutting a path through the darkness. The second myth of San Andreas is not a creature, but an idea. a strange and seductive philosophy that whispers from the fringes of society. It calls itself the Epsilon Program, and it promises truth, enlightenment, and a journey to a higher paradigm. Its followers wear pale blue robes and greet each other with the cryptic phrase, Kiflom. To find them, you must first go to the desert. The landscape changes dramatically as you drive east. The dense forests give way to rolling hills, which then flatten into a vast, arid expanse. The trees are replaced by hardy shrubs and strange, twisted cacti that look like sculptures against the night sky. The air becomes warmer, drier. You can taste the dust on your tongue. The silence here is different from the silence of the forest. It is not the silence of life, but the silence of emptiness. A deep, resonant stillness that seems to stretch on forever. The Epsilon Program is a satire, of course, a playful jab at real-world cults and New Age beliefs. But like all good satire, there is a strange sort of truth to it. As you delve deeper into their world, the line between parody and sincerity begins to blur. It becomes an atmospheric journey into a very different kind of wilderness. Not a wilderness of trees, but a wilderness of the mind. Your first encounter is subtle. A mention on a radio show, a strange website filled with cryptic pronouncements. It tells you that to find the truth, you must follow the signs. The first sign is a red truck, parked by a lonely track in the desert. You find it exactly where the website said it would be. It sits there, under the moonlight, looking entirely ordinary, and yet charged with a strange significance. It feels like the first step in a treasure hunt designed by an eccentric billionaire, or perhaps a madman. You approach the truck. There is no one around. Just the wind, whispering across the sand. The air smells of dry earth and sagebrush. This is the first test, a test of faith. You are asked to believe in something absurd, to follow a thread of nonsense into the unknown. And as you stand there, in the vast emptiness of the desert, it is surprisingly easy to do so. The normal rules of the world seem so far away. The journey of an Epsilonist is a series of bizarre and meditative tasks. You are told to wear their pale blue robes for days on end. You wander the streets of the city, a strange blue ghost among the gray and brown of everyday life. People stare, but you are in your own world. The color blue becomes your entire reality. The sky, the ocean, the robes you wear. It is a simple, calming focus in a world of endless distraction. You are sent on a pilgrimage. You must run for miles through the desert. There is no goal, no finish line, just the act of running. Your feet pound against the dusty ground. The sun beats down on you. Your breath becomes ragged. But after a while, a strange rhythm takes over. Your mind empties. There is only the movement, the landscape, the sound of your own breathing. It is a form of meditation, a way of losing yourself to find yourself. The heat shimmers on the horizon, making the world look liquid and unreal. It is a profoundly peaceful experience in its own strange way. The teachings of Epsilon are a collection of nonsensical yet poetic phrases. The world is 157 years old. Trees talk, but only some people hear them. Everyone is related to everyone else, except for people with red hair. It is a playful deconstruction of belief itself. It shows how easily we can accept a set of rules, no matter how absurd, if they are presented with enough conviction. It asks you to let go of your own logic and simply embrace the mystery. You are invited to their headquarters, a remote ranch in the desert hills. It is a beautiful, tranquil place. The buildings are simple, painted in the same calming blue. There are gardens and a sense of peaceful community. Followers wander the grounds, smiling serenely. They speak to you in their strange, coded language. It is easy to see the appeal. It is an escape, a place where the complicated problems of the world are replaced by a simple, if bizarre, set of beliefs. You can feel a gentle breeze moving through the dry grass, carrying the scent of dust and distant blossoms. At its heart, the Epsilon program explores our need for belonging and for meaning. In a world that can often feel random and chaotic, a belief system provides structure. It gives you a tribe. It gives you a purpose, even if that purpose is to wander the desert looking for alien artifacts. It taps into a very human desire to be part of something bigger than ourselves, to believe that there is a secret truth, a hidden layer to reality that only the chosen few can see. Your final test is one of faith and endurance. You are told to wander the desert for days, following a strange device that beeps and whirs. It leads you on a winding, aimless path across the sands. You walk under the blazing sun, and you walk under the cold, diamond-sharp stars. The desert is a place of stark beauty. The colors of the rock formations change with the light, from deep red to soft orange to dusky purple. The silence is broken only by the beep of your device and the crunch of your footsteps. This journey is the essence of the Epsilon experience. It is pointless, yet profound. It is tedious, yet beautiful. It forces you to slow down, to be present in the moment. You are not rushing towards a goal. You are simply being. You are observing the world around you in minute detail, the way a lizard scuttles across a rock, the shadow of a hawk circling high above, the intricate patterns the wind makes in the sand. It is a forced mindfulness, a long, strange walking meditation. Like the search for Bigfoot, the journey through the Epsilon program is not about the destination. It is not about whether their beliefs are true in any objective sense. It is about the experience of belief itself. It is about the willingness to suspend your disbelief and step into another reality, to wear the robes, to speak the mantras, to run in the desert. It is a form of play, but a serious form of play. It is a game within a game, a secret world, hidden in plain sight, waiting for those who are curious enough to knock on its strange blue door. As you finally complete your journey, the desert seems less empty. It is filled with the memory of your strange pilgrimage. You have walked its paths and learned its rhythms. You leave the blue robes behind, but you take a little of the desert's quiet wisdom with you. The wisdom of patience, the wisdom of observation, the wisdom of knowing that sometimes the most profound truths can be found in the most ridiculous of places. The first light of dawn is beginning to break on the horizon, painting the sky in soft shades of pink and orange. A new day is beginning in San Andreas. The sun is higher in the sky now. You have left the deep woods and the empty deserts behind. You are driving through the forgotten parts of the state, the small, rural towns and lonely farmsteads that dot the landscape. And it is here, in these quiet liminal spaces, that the third and final category of myth resides. These are the ghost stories, the tales of things that linger, fading echoes of a past that refuses to die. Unlike Bigfoot or the Epsilon program, these are not grand, overarching legends. They are small, local hauntings, glitches in the fabric of reality that are easy to miss if you are not looking for them. They are the details that make the world feel older and more haunted than it should. The first, and perhaps most famous, is the ghost car. In a certain part of the woods, near a sharp, dangerous curve in the road, Cars are said to appear from nowhere. Old, battered sedans, covered in rust and dents. They roll silently down the hill without a driver before crashing into the trees at the bottom and disappearing. It happens at night, especially when the fog rolls in from the nearby sea, blanketing the forest in a thick white shroud. You park your own car a safe distance away and walk towards the haunted stretch of road. The fog is thick, just as the stories say. It clings to you cool and damp. It muffles all sound, creating a feeling of intense isolation. You can barely see the trees on the other side of the road. Your footsteps on the wet asphalt sound loud in the oppressive silence. You feel a chill that has nothing to do with the temperature. It is the feeling of anticipation, the feeling of waiting for a ghost. You wait. Time seems to slow down. Minutes stretch into what feels like hours. You are aware of every tiny sound, the drip of water from a leaf, the distant cry of a nocturnal animal, the soft sigh of the wind in the pines. You are hyper-aware of your surroundings. And then, you see it. A pair of faint headlights, cutting through the fog at the top of the hill. They are not bright, modern headlights. They are the weak yellow glow of an older vehicle. The car emerges from the fog. It is just as the legends described. A Glendale sedan, a model from a bygone era. It is dented and scarred, as if it has already been in a dozen accidents. It moves silently. There is no engine noise. It just glides down the hill, a phantom on wheels. And as it passes you, you can see clearly into the driver's seat. It is empty. Your breath catches in your throat. It is one thing to hear the story. It is another to see it with your own eyes. The car continues its silent descent. It picks up speed, then veers off the road and crashes into a large oak tree. There is no sound of impact, no crunch of metal or shatter of glass. The car simply vanishes at the moment it should have been destroyed. And then, there is only the fog and the silence once more. It is over in seconds, but the image is burned into your mind. What is it you have just seen? A clever piece of scripting by the game's creators, designed to spawn a car at the top of a hill on a specific schedule? A happy accident of the physics engine? A car that spawns without a driver and simply follows the laws of gravity? Or is it something more? A genuine ghost in the machine? A fragment of code that has taken on a life of its own, forever replaying a tragic accident that happened on this very road? Once again, the explanation is less important than the experience. The feeling of having witnessed the impossible. The quiet, chilling thrill of a good ghost story. You leave the haunted road and drive towards the city. Los Santos, even this bustling metropolis has its ghosts. In the old eastern part of the city, in a forgotten cemetery, there is a wall. During the day, it is just an ordinary brick wall, covered in faded graffiti. But at night, between the hours of 10 and 5, something changes. If you paint over the graffiti and turn your back for just a moment, a new message appears. Scrawled in spectral green paint are the words, Grove Street for life. A ghostly tag, left by a fallen soldier of a long-forgotten gang war. You find the cemetery. It is a quiet, peaceful place, even in the heart of the city. The tall cypress trees block out the streetlights, and the noise of the traffic is a distant hum. You can hear the crickets chirping in the long grass. You find the wall. You take out a can of spray paint and cover the old tags with a fresh layer of black. The hiss of the spray can is the only sound. You have created a blank canvas. You turn your back. You count to 10. It feels like a children's game. But when you turn back, the hair on your arms stands on end. There it is, the green letters glowing faintly in the dark. Grove Street for life. It is a message from the past, a defiant cry of loyalty that has somehow transcended the rules of the world. It is a small, sad, and beautiful mystery. These small hauntings are everywhere, if you know where to look. There is the suicidal photographer, who appears at a scenic spot by the coast, takes a picture, and then calmly walks into the sea. There is no explanation. He is just there, a repeating loop of a quiet tragedy. There are the strange lights in the sky above the desert, the infamous Las Venturas light, an object of fascination for digital UFO hunters. There are the pedestrians who sometimes walk through walls or talk in strange looping phrases, like echoes of people who are no longer there. Each of these is likely a bug, a small error in the millions of lines of code that make up this world. But we do not see them as bugs. We see them as stories. We imbue them with meaning. The ghost car becomes the spirit of a crash victim. The graffiti becomes the ghost of a loyal gang member. The suicidal photographer becomes a tale of heartbreak and loss. We are natural storytellers. We see a face in the clouds, a monster in the shadows, and a ghost in the machine. We cannot help it. It is how we make sense of a world that is often senseless. This is perhaps the most profound myth of all, the myth that we, the players, create ourselves. We take the raw materials of the world, the code, the assets, the glitches, and we weave them into a rich tapestry of folklore. We are the ones who haunt this world with our stories and our beliefs. We are the ones who see Bigfoot in the shadows, who follow the absurd path of Epsilon, who wait in the fog for the ghost car to appear. The game provides the stage, but we write the play. You have seen so much tonight. You have walked in the deep woods and the empty deserts. You have seen things that are not supposed to be there. You have chased legends and listened to whispers. The night is almost over. You drive to a high point in the hills overlooking the city. Below you, the lights of Los Santos twinkle like a carpet of fallen stars. It is a beautiful, peaceful sight. The world is quiet now. The myths are sleeping, waiting for the next seeker to come looking for them. The search for mystery is, in the end, a search for ourselves. It is a reflection of our own hopes, our own fears, our own deep-seated need for wonder. In a world that is meticulously designed and programmed, we look for the cracks, the places where the logic breaks down and something strange and beautiful can slip through. We look for the ghost in the machine because we want to believe that there is more to the world than meets the eye. That even in a place built of rules and algorithms, there is still room for a little bit of magic. And as you watch the sun rise over the sleeping city, you know that there is. You have seen it for yourself. The world is full of secrets. You just have to be willing to look and to listen, and, most importantly, to believe. The engine of your car is a low thrum against the quiet of the Los Santos night. The search for monsters and cryptids has left you thoughtful. You have scoured the forests and deserts, looked to the skies and listened to the whispers on the late-night radio. Now you find yourself back where it all began, in the city. The concrete canyons of East Los Santos rise up around you, painted in the orange glow of the streetlights. Here, the myths are not of strange beasts, but of people, of memory. You park your car in a quiet alleyway, the sound of the engine dying away to be replaced by the distant hum of the metropolis. You are here to look for a different kind of ghost, one written in spray paint. You remember the task well. 100 tags, scattered across the 3 cities. each one a mark of territory for a rival gang. You remember the hiss of the spray can in your hand, the satisfying act of covering their colors with your own. Green over purple, green over yellow, a slow, methodical conquest of the city's walls until every last one was claimed. The map told you it was done. 100 out of 100. But the city has a long memory. Sometimes, if you return to a place you long since conquered, you might see it. A flicker of defiance. On a high wall, in a spot you know you painted over, a ghost of the old tag has returned. It's faint, a pale imitation of what it once was, as if the wall itself is trying to remember the color it used to wear. The code calls it a glitch, a simple error in rendering. But here, in the quiet of the night, it feels like something more. It feels like history refusing to be erased. You reach out and touch the brickwork. It's cool and rough under your fingertips. There is no texture to the ghostly image, no raised edge of fresh paint. It is perfectly flat, a phantom burned into the surface of the world, a whisper from the machine. It is a reminder that you are a visitor here, that before you came there were others, and that their story, their mark, cannot be so easily covered up. This is the myth of the ghost tags. It's not a story that makes you jump or look over your shoulder. It's a quiet, contemplative one. It speaks to the soul of San Andreas, a place of constant struggle, of territories won and lost. The game might register your victory, tick a box, and declare the mission complete. But the world itself seems to disagree. It holds on to its past with a stubborn grip. You wonder about the digital architects who built this place. Did they know this would happen? Was it a deliberate touch of artistry? A way to show that your actions have consequences? That the gangs you erased still linger as spectral memories? Or was it simply a bug they never found time to fix? An accident of code that created a more poetic and resonant world than they had ever planned? Perhaps the answer does not matter. The beauty of these myths is in their ambiguity. They exist in the space between the programmer's intention and your own interpretation. You are the one standing in the alley after all. You are the one who gives meaning to the faint purple shape on the wall. It is a story you are telling yourself with the game as your collaborator. You get back in your car and drive away slowly, leaving the ghost to its silent vigil. The city feels different now. Not just a playground of pixels and polygons, but a place with a past. A place where the walls can remember. And as you head out onto the freeway, leaving the city's glow behind you, you feel a sense of peace. The ghosts of San Andreas are not there to be feared. They are simply part of the landscape, woven into the very fabric of the world, waiting quietly to be found. Let it all go. The day is done. The thoughts that have been racing through your mind can finally slow to a gentle walk. Let your shoulders soften. Let the muscles in your face relax. There is nothing to do right now. Nothing to solve. Nowhere else to be. You are here. And here is a place of peace. A place of rest. Picture this. You are sitting in the soft leather seat of a classic car. It is not new. The seat is worn in all the right places, shaped by time into the perfect form of comfort. Your hands are resting on the steering wheel, but you are not driving. The car is parked. The engine is on. A low, barely perceptible rumble that you feel more than you hear. A gentle vibration through the floor. Outside, the night is deep and quiet. You are parked on an overlook, a hill that crests just above a sprawling metropolis. Below you, the city is a vast blanket of glittering lights. A million stories, a million lives, all reduced to a silent, shimmering constellation on the earth. The air is cool, and you have the window cracked just enough to smell the night. The scent of distant rain on warm asphalt, the faint, clean smell of trees from the woods behind you. And in the quiet of the car, there is one other sound, a soft hiss, the sound of a radio tuned to no station at all. Just the gentle, empty static between frequencies, a sound that is full of potential, full of every song ever recorded, and every voice that ever spoke into a microphone. It is a river of sound, flowing through the air, unseen. All you need to do is turn the dial. Let your hand reach out, your fingers finding the cool, ridged plastic of the tuning knob. Let us turn it together, slowly, and listen to the ghosts on the airwaves. Let us take a drive through the phantom frequencies of a world that feels as real as our own. The first voice that crackles through the speaker is not singing. He is talking. Complaining, really. You turn the dial just a little more, and the signal clears. The voice belongs to a man named Laszlo. He is hosting a show on a station called Chatterbox. And the city you are looking down upon, the one of cold steel and hard shadows, is Liberty City, the worst place in America. Chatterbox is the city's public forum, its therapy couch and its boxing ring all in one. People call in to share their bizarre problems, their foolish philosophies, their lonely cries into the void. And Laszlo, young and full of a cynical energy, fields the calls. You listen for a while. You hear a man who is convinced he can survive on a diet of pure squirrels. You hear a woman from Amu Nation, the local gun shop, espousing the virtues of home defense with a terrifying enthusiasm. It is a circus of human folly, and yet, it feels real. It feels like the kind of strange, unfiltered conversation you might overhear on a late-night bus ride through a sleeping city. It is the sound of a metropolis talking to itself. You can feel the city's personality through the radio. It is stressed. It is angry. It is deeply, wonderfully strange. The leather of the car seat feels cool against your back. The dashboard lights cast a soft green glow on your hands. You are safe here, above it all, just listening. You turn the dial again. The cacophony of talk radio fades into that gentle hiss. And then, a new sound emerges. A clean, crisp drum machine beat. A synthesis or melody that feels like hope and melancholy mixed together. The station is Flashback 95.6, and the decade is the 1980s. The songs are pure pop. They speak of love and dancing, of ambition and heartbreak. They are the soundtrack to movies you feel you have seen a dozen times. The ones with sharp suits, fast cars, and neon-soaked streets. As you listen, the city below seems to change. The white lights of the skyscrapers take on hues of pink and electric blue in your mind's eye. You imagine driving through those streets, the wet pavement reflecting the glow of 100 neon signs. The music makes the city feel less like a concrete prison and more like a land of opportunity, a place where anything could happen before the sun comes up. Each song is a perfect little story, a 3-minute escape. The singer's voice is earnest, the melody soars. It is music designed to be played loud on a car stereo while chasing something you cannot quite name. But here, in the quiet of your parked car, it is not loud. It is a gentle, pulsing memory. A phantom of a party you were never invited to. The feeling is one of sweet nostalgia for a time and a place that never truly existed, but feels comforting all the same. The song fades out. A DJ with a smooth, robotic voice tells you the name of the track. And then, another one begins. The same feeling, the same era, You could stay here all night, lost in the clean, simple emotions of these pop anthems. But there are other stations on the dial. You give the knob another slow, deliberate turn. The hiss returns. And then, something completely different. The powerful, soaring voice of an opera singer fills the car. This is Double Clef FM. Classical music. The sound of old Europe, of concert halls and quiet contemplation. And it is the most wonderfully strange thing to hear in this context. You look out at the city of liberty, the city of gangsters and thieves and frantic, desperate people. And you hear the sublime, ordered beauty of a centuries-old aria. The contrast is profound. You imagine a high-speed chase through the financial district, cars weaving through traffic, metal crunching against metal. All of it scored by the delicate, heartbreaking notes of a violin. There is a strange peace in that image, a sense of absurd, beautiful chaos. The music elevates the grit and the grime. It suggests that even in the middle of the worst place in America, there can be moments of grace, moments of sublime beauty. The announcer, Morgan Merriweather, speaks with a calm, reassuring British accent. He introduces each piece with a quiet reverence that feels a million miles away from the shouting on Chatterbox. Listening to him is like having a kind professor in the car with you, gently guiding you through a gallery of sound. The music asks nothing of you. It does not need you to dance. It does not need you to sing along. It simply asks you to feel, to let the complex emotions of the compositions wash over you. The strings swell, the woodwinds whisper, the piano speaks in phrases of pure emotion. And you sit there, in your comfortable seat, letting it all happen. Letting the beauty of it smooth out the rough edges of the world. It is time to move on. A twist of the dial. A moment of static. And then the world changes. The air in the car seems to grow warmer. The faint smell of asphalt and trees is replaced by a hint of salt, of the ocean. The hissing static clears, and the sound that comes through is pure sunshine. A shimmering guitar riff, a driving bass line, and a voice full of effortless cool. The city you are looking down at is no longer the cold, vertical sprawl of liberty. It is Vice City, a pastel-colored paradise of beaches and palm trees, of Art Deco hotels and sprawling mansions. And the year is 1986. The station is Flash FM, and the music is the very soul of the decade. Every song is an anthem. The DJ, Tony, is a whirlwind of breathless energy and excitement. She sounds like she is perpetually on her way to the best party of her life. The music is optimistic, hedonistic, and completely infectious. You can feel the sun on your skin just by listening to it. You imagine yourself not in this old, comfortable car, but in a white convertible, the top down, driving along a coastal highway. The ocean is a brilliant turquoise on your left, the city a line of pink and white buildings on your right. The wind is in your hair. The music is all around you. It is the sound of possibility, of youth, of a time when everything felt new and exciting. The songs are about summer nights and taking chances. They are simple, but they are powerful. They tap into a universal feeling of wanting to be free. You can almost taste the sweet, fizzy soda, feel the warm vinyl of the car seat, see the sunset painting the sky in shades of orange and purple. Flash FM is the polished pop heart of the city, but Vice City has a wild side too. You turn the dial just a fraction. The synthesizers are replaced by a distorted electric guitar. The pop singer is replaced by a rock god with a powerful, rebellious shout. This is Vrock, the home of hard rock and heavy metal. The DJ Laszlo again, but a younger, more energetic version, is your guide to the city's leather-clad underbelly. The music is loud, It is aggressive. It is defiant. It is the soundtrack for riding a motorcycle too fast down a rain-slicked street at midnight. It is the sound of rebellion, of not caring what anyone thinks. The guitars squeal, the drums pound like a heartbeat. Yet, in the safety of your quiet perch, the sound is not jarring. It is a distant storm. You can appreciate its power without being caught in its fury. It speaks of a different kind of freedom than the pop songs on Flash. Not the freedom of a beach party, but the freedom of breaking the rules, of being an outsider. It is the music of the dive bars on the edge of town, the places with sticky floors and faded posters on the walls. It has an honesty to it, a raw, unapologetic energy. You can picture the band on stage, long hair flying, lost in the power of their own creation. The music is a force of nature, and for a few minutes, you let that power flow through you. A memory of being young and feeling like you could take on the world. But a city is more than just its music. It is its voices. You turn the dial away from the guitars, searching for something else. You find a man speaking with a calm, intellectual tone. The show is pressing issues on a station called VCPR. Vice City Public Radio. Your host, Maurice Chavez, is trying to have a serious discussion about the city's problems, but his guests are difficult. You hear a paranoid survivalist, a clueless New Age guru, a fiercely conservative activist. They shout over each other. They misunderstand every point. They derail the conversation into absurdity at every turn. Maurice, ever the professional, tries to keep things on track. But it is a hopeless task. It is a perfect parody of political talk shows. The way people talk past each other, secure in their own rightness, it is funny, but it is also a little sad. It is the sound of a society that has forgotten how to listen, and yet, there is a comfort in it. The calm, patient voice of Maurice Chavez is a steady anchor in a sea of nonsense. He never loses his cool. He just keeps trying to find the common ground that is not there. Listening to it is like watching a slow-motion comedy. You are detached from it, an observer of the chaos. The soft green light of the dashboard is a small, peaceful world in the face of all that manufactured outrage. It makes you appreciate the quiet you have found here, on this hill, above it all. One more turn of the dial in this sun-drenched city. The sound that fills the car now is warm and rhythmic. A trumpet calls out a lonely, beautiful melody. A guitar strums a complex, infectious pattern. Conga drums lay down a beat that makes you want to move. This is Radio Espantoso, the sound of the city's Latin heart. The DJ speaks in rapid-fire Spanish, his voice full of passion and laughter. You might not understand the words, but you understand the feeling completely. It is the music of community, of family, of long, hot afternoons and dancing in the streets. It is the sound of Little Havana, of a culture vibrant and alive within the larger city. The music is rich and layered. It tells stories of love and loss, of home and of exile. You can smell the strong, sweet coffee. You can hear the dominoes clacking on a table in the park. You can feel the oppressive humidity of a summer day, broken by the cool relief of a sudden downpour. It is music that is deeply connected to a place. It grounds Vice City, makes it feel like more than just a playground for criminals and tourists. It gives it a soul, a history. You let the rhythms wash over you, the intricate guitar work, the soaring horns, the steady pulse of the drums. It is a gentle, swaying rhythm that rocks you softly in your seat, a perfect lullaby from a city of endless summer. The dial turns again. The salt air and the Latin rhythms fade. A new scent fills the air. the dry, dusty smell of sagebrush and hot earth. The city lights below you seem to spread out, becoming less dense, punctuated by vast patches of darkness. You have traveled forward in time to the early 1990s, and the place is no longer a single city, but an entire state. San Andreas. The sound that comes through the speakers is a slow, deep, funky bass line, a lazy drum beat, and a rapper's voice, smooth and confident, telling a story of life on the streets. This is Radio Los Santos, the voice of the city's sprawling, sun-baked ghettos. The DJ is forthright MC, and he is your guide to the world of gangster rap. The music is a mirror. It reflects the harsh realities of the world it comes from. The poverty, the violence, the struggle for respect. But it is also a celebration, a sound of defiance, of carving out an identity in a world that has given you nothing. The beats are hypnotic. The lyrics are vivid, cinematic stories. You are no longer in a comfortable car on a hill. You are in a lowrider, cruising slowly down a wide avenue in the late afternoon sun. The car bounces gently on its hydraulic suspension. The windows are down. The bass vibrates through the frame of the car, a physical presence. You see the murals on the walls, the kids playing on the sidewalks, the palm trees silhouetted against a hazy orange sky. The music is not just a soundtrack. It is the narrative. It is the voice of the characters you will meet. It is the poetry of the place. It is heavy, yes, but there is a strange and gentle beauty in its honesty, a sense of authenticity that is both compelling and deeply calming. You leave the city behind. You imagine yourself driving out onto the long, straight highways that cut through the desert. The sun is setting, a huge red orb on the horizon. The sky is a gradient of purple and orange, and the radio changes with the scenery. You turn the dial, and the sound of the city fades, replaced by the warm, familiar chords of a classic rock guitar. Welcome to KDST. The dust. The DJ, Tommy the Nightmare Smith, has a voice that sounds like whiskey and cigarettes. A voice that has seen it all. He plays the titans of classic rock, the songs of freedom, of rebellion, of the open road. This is the perfect music for this landscape, for the endless stretches of asphalt, the distant mesas, the feeling of leaving everything behind. Each song is a story of adventure, a journey. You can feel the sheer scale of the world around you. The emptiness of the desert is not lonely, it is peaceful. It is full of possibility. The guitar solos feel like they are tracing the shapes of the mountains against the sky. The powerful vocals echo out into the vast empty space. You feel small, but in a good way, a part of something immense and timeless. The car hums along the highway. The last light of the sun paints the dashboard in a warm golden glow. The world outside is quiet, save for the music and the gentle rush of the wind. This is a moment of pure, uncomplicated peace. A perfect, endless drive into the sunset. The state of San Andreas is a land of contrasts. It is not just the city and the desert. There are forests, small towns, mountains, and the radio reflects this diversity. You twist the dial again, and a new sound fills the car. A gentle, twanging guitar, a fiddle, and a singer with a heartfelt, honest voice telling a simple story about love and life. This is K Rose, the country music station. The DJ, Mary Beth Maybell, is sweet and sincere. The music is the sound of the countryside, of the small towns dotted across the map. It speaks of simpler things, of working hard, of loving your family, of finding joy in the small moments. It is a world away from the complexity of the city and the epic scale of the desert. It is gentle. It is calm. It is grounding. You imagine driving through a small town at dusk. The lights are on in the houses. You see families sitting down to dinner. The pace of life is slower here. The music reflects that. It is unhurried. It takes its time to tell its story. It is a sound of contentment, a warm, reassuring blanket of sound. There is no irony here, no cynicism, just simple, honest emotion. And in the quiet of your car, it is profoundly comforting. A reminder that not everything has to be loud and fast and complicated. Sometimes, the most beautiful things are the simplest. You keep turning the dial. San Andreas has so many voices. You stumble upon Radio 10, the home of alternative rock. The sound is raw and angsty and full of youthful energy. The DJ Sage is a burned-out, philosophical soul who seems perpetually unimpressed with everything. The music is the sound of a different kind of rebellion, not the loud defiance of heavy metal, but the inward, thoughtful rebellion of the disillusioned. It is the music of the suburbs, of the kids who feel like they do not fit in. Then there is WCTR, West Coast Talk Radio, a chaotic collection of shows that are even stranger than the ones you heard back in Liberty City. You hear a conspiracy theorist named Marvin Trill, terrified of everything. You hear a new age show called Area 53, full of callers who claim to have been abducted by aliens. It is the sound of the state's weird paranoid fringe. Listening to it is like falling down a rabbit hole of delightful nonsense. Each station, each voice, adds another layer to this world. It makes it feel inhabited, lived in, a place of infinite variety and endless stories. You are not just looking at a map. You are listening to a culture, a living, breathing place, and you are a part of it just by listening. The journey continues. The dial turns one last time. The car you are in feels different now, more modern. The dashboard is no longer lit by soft green analog bulbs, but by a crisp blue digital display. The hiss of static between stations is gone, replaced by a clean digital silence. You have arrived in the modern era, and you are back where you started, in a way. The city below is Liberty City again, but it is a new version. Darker, more detailed, more melancholy. The music reflects the change. You tune into Radio Broker. The sound is indie rock. The songs are introspective, moody, and full of a quiet sadness. They are the perfect soundtrack for this city of lonely souls, a place where the promise of the American dream has faded. The music is beautiful, but it is a fragile, weary kind of beauty. It is the sound of autumn, of gray skies and rain-slicked streets. Then there is the jazz of J&R, smooth, complex, and sophisticated. It is the sound of the city's hidden corners, the late-night clubs where people go to forget their troubles. The music is a conversation between instruments, a language of pure feeling that needs no words. It is calming, contemplative, and deeply soulful. And then there is Vladivostok FM, a station playing upbeat, energetic Eastern European pop music. It is the sound of the city's immigrant community, bringing their own culture, their own energy, their own party to this new world. It is a burst of joyful, chaotic life in the middle of the city's gray melancholy. A reminder that even in the darkest places, people will always find a reason to dance. And then, one final stop. The world outside shifts one last time. The cold gray of Liberty dissolves, replaced by the brilliant, overwhelming sunshine of Los Santos. a modern city, a sprawling wonderland of fame, fortune, and absurdity. The radio dial here is packed. You find non-stop Pop FM, a relentless stream of modern pop hits that perfectly captures the city's obsession with celebrity and surface-level glamour. You find Channel 10, a blast of old-school punk rock, the sound of rebellion still kicking and screaming against the polished perfection of the city. You find the talk shows of Blaine County Radio, where the angry, confused voices of the countryside rail against the modern world. But there is something else here, something new. You are no longer just a listener, you are a participant. As you move through this world, a different kind of music begins to play. It is not on the radio, it is in the air itself. A gentle, pulsing electronic score. It rises and falls with your actions. When you are driving peacefully along the coast, the music is a calm, ambient wave of sound. When you are exploring the depths of the ocean, it becomes a deep, mysterious thrum. When you are standing on a mountaintop, watching the sunrise, it is a hopeful, swelling chorus of synthesizers. This music is different. It is personal. It is the soundtrack to your own quiet moments of exploration. It is designed to enhance your sense of peace, of wonder, of being present in this beautiful simulated world. It is the game itself whispering to you, telling you to slow down, to look around, to just be. You focus on that sound now. The gentle, electronic pulse. It is like a slow, steady heartbeat. It is the sound of the world breathing around you. It is the most peaceful sound of all. It asks nothing of you. It simply accompanies you, a quiet friend on your journey. The car is quiet now. Your hand has fallen away from the radio dial. You are left with just the soft, deep hum of the engine, the gentle vibration that has been with you this whole time. Below you, the city sleeps, a vast, silent map of lights. You have traveled through its history, through its moods, through its soul, all without moving an inch. You have listened to the ghosts on the airwaves, the voices of half-remembered decades, the songs that defined entire eras. You have seen how music can build a world, how it can give a place a personality, a history, a heart. It is more than just background noise. It is a time machine, a storyteller, a constant companion on a long and lonely road. The leather of the seat is cool and comforting. The air is still. The city lights blur softly as your eyes grow heavy. You are safe here. In this quiet moment, suspended between worlds, between stories, between dreams, rest now. Let the gentle hum of the engine be the last sound you hear. Let the soft glow of the dashboard light be the last thing you see. There are no more stations to find. The journey is over. All that is left is peace. All that is left is sleep. Good night. And yet you keep driving. The city does not ask for your attention. It simply commands it. The music from your speakers weaves itself into the tapestry of light and shadow outside your window. It becomes the unofficial soundtrack to the silent dramas you witness. A couple arguing under a flickering street lamp. A lone figure waiting for a bus that may never arrive. Each tiny story is given weight and meaning by the song that happens to be playing as you glide past. The phantom frequency is a master of serendipity. It turns ordinary moments into something cinematic. A simple drive to the coast becomes an epic journey when accompanied by a power ballad from the 80s. A tense escape feels more urgent with a frantic drum and bass track pounding in your ears. The radio is a silent film pianist, playing the score for your life in this city. It anticipates your mood, or perhaps it creates it. You feel what the music tells you to feel. You are the star of a film only you are watching. Think of the DJs themselves. These disembodied voices who have been with you for so many years. They are ghosts in the machine, friends you have never met. They talk of their fictional lives, their petty grievances, their favorite bands. You know their personalities, their catchphrases. They are as much a part of the city's character as any landmark or skyline. They are the city's narrators, its chorus, speaking directly to you, the solitary driver, as you navigate the quiet, lonely streets after midnight. The warmth of their voice is a small comfort against the vast indifference of the metropolis. And what of the adverts? Those strange, satirical windows into the soul of this place. They are parodies, of course. Exaggerations of a consumer culture that feels all too familiar. But they do more than just make you smile. They build the world brick by brick. They tell you what these fictional people eat, what they drink, what they drive, what they aspire to. Listening to them is like sifting through the archaeology of a civilization that never was. Each jingle, each slogan is a fossil, a perfect little relic of a world built from code and imagination. You find yourself humming the tunes for products you could never buy. You remember the ridiculous claims of a pharmaceutical company that exists only as a sound file. This is the true power of the phantom frequency. It doesn't just entertain you. It colonizes a small part of your memory. It plants its own history there. A history of jingles and talk show hosts and soft rock classics that feel as real as your own past. The car's interior is cool against your skin, a bubble of manufactured reality moving through the night. Sometimes, you drive just to listen. You find a quiet spot overlooking the city. You kill the engine. The only sounds are the gentle hum of the electronics and the radio itself. Below you, the city is a silent, glittering carpet. A million lights representing a million lives you will never know, but the radio connects you to them. The song playing from your speakers is also playing from 1,000 other cars down there. A shared experience that no one is aware of. A secret, city-wide symphony conducted by an invisible hand. You change the station. The dial clicks, and reality shifts. One moment you are lost in the melancholic drift of an ambient track. The next you are tapping the steering wheel to a funk bass line from a forgotten decade. Each station is a different lens through which to see the same view. The city can be a place of romance, of danger, of comedy, of profound sadness. All depending on the frequency you have chosen. You are not just a driver. You are a curator of your own experience. A DJ mixing the city's mood. The phantom frequency is, in the end, a vessel for nostalgia. Not for a real past, but for a digital one. It reminds you of your first hours in a new city, the sense of wonder and discovery. It reminds you of missions completed, of friends made in online lobbies, of countless hours spent simply existing in these beautiful, complex spaces. The music is a time machine. It takes you back not to the 1980s or 90s, but to the first time you heard that song while driving over the big bridge into town, the sun setting on the horizon. And so you let it wash over you. The talk shows, the pop hits, the deep cuts, the nonsense. It is all part of the same broadcast, the same ghost signal. It asks nothing of you but to listen. It fills the silence of your journey, a constant, reassuring presence. It is the heartbeat of a city that sleeps with its eyes open, forever dreaming in neon and sound. And as you drive on into the deep, quiet night, it is your perfect and only companion.